Bonjour! This is a video for Otter Class and it goes with the worksheet in your home learning pack which I've sent out. Having said that, if you're in Fox class and you happen to stumble across this video, then I'm sure you would have equally as much fun doing the task that I'm about to explain. So, last term, Otter Class, we were looking at a story called Le Petit Chaperon Rouge, which is of course Little Red Riding Hood. And today we're going to do a piece of work based around one of the main characters in that story, which is the wolf, le loup. And I want you to imagine that the wolf has gone on the run, okay? He's escaped the grasps of the woodcutter and he's out there, and we want to find him before he can cause any more mischief in any grandmother's houses. So we need to find the wolf, and to do that we're going to make ourselves a wanted poster. So in your pack you have got a piece of paper which looks like this, which says French Recherché poster. And you've got some vocabulary for you to have a go at matching the French to the English. It's a good idea to do that first. So if you haven't already, then give me a little pause and have a go at matching the wolf's facial features and then the colours as well, because that will set you up for what you need to do on your poster. So, the poster. You need a few basic pieces of equipment to do this. So you need some pens or pencils, something colourful, and a drawing pencil for you to do your sketching with. And then you need a piece of plain paper. It doesn't have to be white, and it can be A4 or A3. I'm using A3, so it's nice and big to show you guys, but it's completely up to you, whatever you've got to hand. Okay, so on your poster, your first job is to draw your wolf and make sure he's nice and big, because this is a wanted poster. This is how people are going to identify whether or not it's the wolf they've seen. So we need to have a good glimpse of what he looks like. And then at the top, I've written the word Recherché, which means it's kind of like we would say wanted on a poster, and it's a bit like we're looking for something. The verb chercher means to search for something, to look for something. And you can see it's kind of got similar letters to our word for searching, if you kind of jumble them up a little bit. So that goes at the top of the poster so that it's nice and obvious. And then we're going to use the vocab on your sheet from your home learning pack to label the wolf. So the first job is to label the wolf's facial features. So as I say, if you haven't done that already on your sheet, matched up the French and the English, you might want to have a go at that first, because I'm about to spoil it with the answers. So let's see, I'm going to start with his ears. So I'm going to draw a little arrow, and his ears are of course les oreilles, and you know that because you've learned the song Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes in French. What else have we got? We've got his eyes, there, les yeux, and his nose, le nez. We've got those teeth. Now the teeth, les dents, D-E-N-T-S. We talked about that last lesson, if you remember, because it looks very similar to our word for dentist. So it's a nice way to remember what teeth are. And then, what else have we got? Whiskers. Les moustaches, which is a fantastic French word. So just have to include that one. Les moustaches on the side. Okay, so there he is, all labelled. And you need to do the labelling first before we start thinking about the colours, for a special reason. Now, there are a few rules when you are describing nouns in French. And the first rule is that generally, there are a few exceptions, but we are not going to go into that. Generally, the adjective comes after the noun. Okay, so the noun is the object, the place, the person, the thing. So for example, if we take the wolf's eyes, les yeux, instead of saying that he has brown eyes, like we would say, so brown comes first, that's the adjective, and then eyes is the noun, and that comes second, we switch it around in French. So we say les yeux bruns or les yeux marrons. Okay, brun, marron, very similar. Okay, so it comes after instead of before. So that's the main thing to remember. And that's why you need to label your facial features first. Then it's done, and you don't need to be adding any adjectives before the facial features then, okay? Because we're just going to look at colours today. Now, the second thing to think about in terms of grammar and using colours in French is that the colour needs to agree with the noun, okay? And that means we need to know whether or not the noun is singular, so is there one of that thing, like a nose, there's only one nose, or is it plural, like ears, eyes, teeth, whiskers. In fact, most of the items on the face are actually plural, so we're going to be dealing a lot with more than one of something today. And then what you already know a bit about already is that everything in French, all the nouns are either masculine or feminine. So if something's masculine, it has a le, like le nez, as the article, so le. And if it's feminine, it has la, la, to show that it's feminine. Okay. If there's more than one of that thing, so it's plural, then it doesn't have a le or a la, it has a les, L-E-S. Looks like les, but we say lay in French. Okay. So that's how you can kind of get a clue. And I've helped you out a bit on your sheet because you can see I've marked, particularly the ones which are plural, it's hard to identify because there's not a le or a la. So the lay looks the same for masculine and feminine. So I've marked in the brackets either an M or an F to show if it's masculine or feminine. Okay. And all that means is if I go and let's label the nose. Let's give him a black nose. Nice wet black shiny nose. Okay. Now the colour black in French is noir, and as there's only one nose, so it's singular and it's masculine, okay, the colour stays exactly the same, the spelling stays exactly the same, so le nez noir, okay. But if I was to look at his eyes, and I'm going to make his eyes, let's make them yellow. I'm going to put a bit of yellow, it's a bit scary now. Put a bit of yellow around there. And I know that the word for yellow in French is jaune, which is J-A-U-N-E. But here comes one of those grammatical tricks because there is more than one eye, so it is plural. So we just need to tweak the word for yellow, and we're going to do that by adding an S on the end. Okay, so les yeux jaunes, to show that there's more than one eye and both those eyes are yellow. Okay. Let's do one more and then I'll let you get on with it. So I'm going to do his whiskers. That's nice. Oh, I've given him a few too many there. Okay, and his whiskers are going to be grey. The French word for grey is gris, G-R-I-S. Now, les moustaches is plural. There's more than one whisker. We know that because it has les as the article. It's also feminine. So moustache is a feminine noun, which is why it has a little F in brackets on your sheet. Which means before adding an extra S to show that it's plural, like we did with les yeux jaunes, we're also going to add an E. So we're going to add an ES. So les moustaches grises. Okay? So I want you to have a go. The most important thing is that you label the facial features correctly and then have a go at adding a colour to each one. If you can't get your head around the singular, plural, masculine, feminine, then don't worry. That's really tricky French that I'm trying to teach you that. But I thought as I was doing a video, you could watch it as many times as you need to try and understand what on earth I'm going on about. So have a go at making your poster. I would really love to see some photos if you manage to finish it. That'd be brilliant. And then we need to get these posters up so we can get that wolf found and put in prison where he belongs. Okay, have fun. Au revoir.